All right, so here I am with my good friend Brad, and we're just kind of going over some new stuff he's got cooking for all the members of the trading room. He's been working on some stuff behind the scenes. I'm also going to ask him to just kind of do a recap too, because I get a lot of folks asking about this program, but I sort of sense that they may not really get it, and I'm not great at explaining things. I stutter and stumble over all my words all the time. So I'm going to have Brad just kind of break down what this system is all about, this room that we get in every day, and all the training materials that come along with it, what it is, how it works, and how you can get involved. So I'm going to go ahead and let Brad just take over from here. So Brad, why don't you show them? So you were just showing me that Excel sheet. So this is the Excel sheet that you just created today for our
Yes,
for our tracking for the TDG program stuff, right?
correct, correct. What we're looking to do is build a TDG trade tracker for 2024. And one of the things that traders need to really start kind of honing in on is how did their day go, and then kind of logging behind it. So this first tab is talking about the trade tracker. So Monday was the first. So I automatically feed in the weeks for 2024. So it's 52 weeks. And this represents the Monday, so of each week for that. And then I come across, you can just put your day results in. So hypothetically, well, yesterday was the 1st of January, and that was a holiday. Markets were closed. Today, I was trading and ended up closing within my risk budget. And well, I was near the max of my daily risk budget at $200, and I traded back into a negative 82. So I worked myself out of a somewhat of a hole, but maintained inside my daily risk budget. So
Right.
I ended up with a negative 82. Now, hypothetically, this is the way I've set the formulas up on this particular spreadsheet. So if we go in tomorrow and we make 150, Thursday, let's say 75, Friday we negative 150. Okay, so it automatically is calculating each one of these days on giving me a week result, and we can then I don't like to put the red in here for a day, but I do like to highlight green days, because what you're looking for is your green day ratio for the week.
Oh, cool.
So when we look at that, you're looking here, you're saying out of 4 days of trading, I had two positive days, two green days, so I had a 50% earn rate trading for the week in terms of negative versus positive. So I had and I stayed within my risk budget, my daily risk budget that I had defined. This is looking at one contract. We do promote the idea of setting up your prop accounts and doing a replicator to where you are trading multiple accounts as if it was one account. So if you have that multiplier, that prop account multiplier, you can take these numbers and you can multiply them by the amount that you are, excuse me, that you are trading,
Oh, cool.
and you can expand on this weekly total. But this is only representing actual one actual contract that I'm trading within the TDG way, one account.
Right. Now, if I wanted to, like, just because I'm not really up on Excel, if I wanted to use that multiplier field over there, how would I do that? Would I just say times whatever many accounts I have?
Yeah, what I would let's go ahead and define that now. So if we put in here three accounts, so I'll go ahead and we'll add that to it. Let me do some things here. Let me clean it up a bit. So this is showing and this is not a dollar amount. So take that back to a actual number, and okay. And let me go ahead and control C, control V. And this would be uh, uh, cumulative total. So this would be looking at this number, and what we'd basically do here is it's taking this weekly total
Mm-hmm.
uh, times three, which would then we can calculate this. So equally sum this times that number, and go ahead and all the cosmetic cleanup stuff.
Yeah.
So with this being a $7, so if let's say that we on Friday we close at a negative 25. So excuse me, negative 25. Okay. So it would have here still the same thing. We'd have 119 for the week in terms of total. If that was out by three times, that was 356.
Nice.
Now, realistically, these numbers are definitely different, but I'm just showing you how the calculations work
Yeah,
accordingly.
that's cool. I love that.
So,
I love the color coding, like so you can just quickly see visually, like how you did out of 5 days that week and whatnot.
right, yeah, the thing that most traders need to know is to keep their mind on what's going on during the week and how are you doing. P&L is very important, especially in the TDG room. Our P&L and our emotional capital is stuff that we track on a regular basis. So making sure that the reason why we do these multiple accounts is so that we're trading smaller times the number of prop accounts so that your emotional capital is a lot lower. So when we see this 150 or 75 for the day, well, if you're trading 70, making $75 per account for the day and you're trading and you have five accounts that you're working with, that's a $593 a day. That was next to nothing. That didn't take you a lot of work.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
it was a lot, very low stress. So your emotional capital is very key in what we do.
Right.
Now going to this next tab, daily log. I have the daily log here, and you can log your day. So I do a pre-market thoughts and then a post-market thoughts. So during the pre-market today, we recognize that the Dow and the ES and the micro NQ, the NASDAQ, all three of these were trading outside of previous day range down. It had made a big shift down. So we were already outside of the range. Afterwards, looking at the post market, we saw that the Dow traded back inside range and then traded the range inside day. So if you want to kind of look, we can look back over here at the chart, and this is the Dow. So the Dow, when it first opened up, it did open up over here, down here at outside day. So this candle was an outside day down from the Friday activity. So when it opened up here, then it traded all the way back up to this area, all the way back up to the top of the range, and then moved back. So this was a beautiful day of trading for the Dow, for the people that traded the Dow. Of course, I did not today, but it was a perfect, very low maintenance type of trade for this, and it traded inside range very well. So up here near the top, you could have you had some very two-way trading. You
Yeah.
had, trading longs here, and then once you got up out to the value area high and close to the range here, you could have looked for shorts to trade back to the top and back down. So, I mean, there are several different ways that worked out real nice.
Right.
All right. So going back here in just a little bit, so a little bit of post-market thoughts. So looking at the ES stayed outside day down, dipped into the bid zone later part of the day. So we had identified on the ES over here, we identified that one had opened up down in this level, and I had a bid zone down in here that buyers looking for buyers to defend this 71 to 67 range. So it came down here earlier during the morning. Came down and never got quite there. But later in the day, it went on all the way back up, touched the low of day, and then worked its way back down and set in a new low. And at that point, it also hit the bid range. So afterwards, this was a good long and took that long back up to POC and beyond. This was the latter day of the candles, but it still kind of moved back up and held above its open. Or, I mean, even though overnight it had a very strong move down.
Yeah.
So that's where I was putting that information in here, saying that, and same thing with the NQ. I my post market thoughts were I was I fought the downtrend without pausing, excuse me, and without proper risk management. So I was a little heavy on my contracts. I was trying to try to let them build, and that got me in the hole. So I kind of broke my own rules, and that was a no-no, and I need to work on that. Also, I took a reset after the 10 a.m. Time, and I didn't trade until after 1 p.m. The day because I had to pause and reset. So that was good. And then I found myself mentally, I was doing a little bit of revenge trading was an issue for me, and my contract sizing as well. That was what happened to me in the morning. So I identified it, worked on it, and got my way back to where I wanted to be. So this is a great place just to log this kind of information for people. I'm going to put this particular spreadsheet out in the Discord,
Oh,
and
cool.
or we'll have it available for other sources or for people who would like it. We can make a link or make a copy, and then you can modify it to however you like, of course, to customize it.
Yeah.
I also have a little tab here with trading truths. So
Oh,
there's
nice.
12 truths about trading. I wish I knew when it started. There's some little nuggets of information that I've collected over time. And I tend to write these or cut and paste if I see some good stuff, either on Twitter or out in different Discord rooms or whatever. You try to grab some nuggets and then implement them into your day-to-day type of trading or whatever. But I have found that I like having up here on this trade tracker tab. I wanted to have my rules always out in front of me
Yeah.
because that's the kind of thing that you got to always remind yourself. You're in business for yourself and you want to maintain a certain set of control measures.
Yeah.
And however you define it, whatever, I mean, all of these are subject for personalization for sure. But I mean, I've found that, okay, one, if I can make sure my daily risk budget is where it is, everything else falls into line. Number
Hmm.
two, I try to, maintain a $50 max risk per trade. So if I have four kind of work against me, that's my $200 budget. A lot of times I test trades a lot smaller with the stop loss. So there's plenty of trading inside of this before I get to that. But I try to rule of thumb. I try not to carry a lot of heat, and so that's one of my reminders rules. And then my third rule: 15-minute timeout period after two losing trades. So if I'm testing a particular trade and I'm looking at I'm trying to find down over here on the yes, I'm trying to find this bottom, and I find that I'd buy up here at this particular zone and it stops me out. Okay, fine. If I do it again and it stops me out, then I need to take a break. I need to take a break, take 15 minutes away and get some clarity and relook at the market and see, okay, what am I missing? Do I need to be patient? Do I need to sit out, do some JOMOing, joy of missing out?
Yeah.
But I find if I just get in there and I keep trading and trading and trading, trying to find that spot, a lot of times I've dug a nice little hole without even paying attention to it.
Right. Yeah. I like that.
So this is some of my personal safeguards. Number four, wait till period D opens for outside days. You have the 30-minute periods. A period, B period is your first two sessions of the RTH, which is your regular trading hour session for the New York stock, for the new NYE session, New York session. So it goes by period. So D period is after that. So you got 8:30, 9 o'clock, 9:30, and then 10 o'clock. So that the opening of the D period is at 10 o'clock candle.
Okay.
So that's kind of a little rule of thumb that will help me not get myself when I'm dealing with outside days. Those don't trade the range as well. So in an effort to let the day settle down and things like that, that's one of my rules.
And what those periods were what again? A was six, like, well, it's, for you, it's 8:30 till 9.
Yeah, yeah, it's when the market opens. So where whatever depending on your time zone, but when the New York market opens, and I'm Central Time, so that's an 8:30 go live time for me.
Yeah.
So A period is from 8:30 to 9. B period is from 9 to 9:30. And typically you'll hear people talk about once the A period and B period are set, then it's called the IB, the initial balance. So it's looking at the high of those two candles and the low of the two candles, and that's defined as an initial balance. Let me take you over to that real quick. So you look here at the ES, and let me expand these candles just a lot bigger here for us. Okay, so this is let's see here, right? This is and for Ninja has they call it the 9 o'clock candle, which is the 8:30 to 9 o'clock candle. Okay, so this is so I have I put a little line out here on this my green line is my open. So this shows me where the market opened, and then I have a visual of whether the market's trading below open or above it. So that's just me visually, but
Oh yeah.
you see this wick here on this A candle, this wick up here and this wick down here, right?
Yeah.
And then you see in this B candle, the very next period, you see this wick and this wick, okay? Because so the high of this wick and the low of this wick is basically the initial balance. You'll hear people talk about the initial balance for the day. So you're looking at that candle. So you're looking at because this is an inside candle versus this one.
Right.
So your initial balance is this range, and then what a lot of people watch is when it breaks balance. So when it breaks outside, so this broke above initial balance a little bit and came back down. Then it spiked above again, and then it came back down and traded all the way through initial balance down to even a lower outside range, and then it traded back up. Okay, so that's just when people talk about different candles. This is A period, or excuse me, this is the A candle, this 8:30, the 9 o'clock candle, which is an 8:30 open.
Okay.
So A candle, B candle, C candle, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M. So this is typical that this is the 2:30 to 3 o'clock candle right here. So that's typically the A through M are the candles that are part of the RTH. So let me move that in kind of like that.
And RTH is what? RTH means
RTH is regular trading hours.
okay.
So it's an
Uh,
acronym like everything else.
yeah.
Globex, you'll see Globex is what people call the overnight trading from when the market opens the day before to like over here. Globex started here yesterday, Monday night at the 1500 candle here locally. And then so this is overnight trading here, Globex, all the way through here until the open. So this is, and a lot of people will talk about it. That's where you get your range and things like that for overnight.
Okay.
So
And so that
anyway,
balance that gets set after that second is it, or third bar, or whatever, is it is there like, does that mean anything to us? I mean, is there a higher probability that something will happen if it breaks out of it or not, or not?
for the TDG method, not really. Rod doesn't keep up with the initial balance, but you do. When you're learning to trade the trader, and that means when you're trying to think psychologically, what's a lot of traders looking for? They're all looking at a lot of the same data with different indicators, et cetera, and kind of different triggers. But there is a large amount of people that look at the initial balance, which is those first two candles, and they use those first two candles as an indicator. So what will happen is on this candle that broke up above, this particular candle right here, which was the 11 o'clock candle. So the 10:30 candle, it opened up at 10:30 and then closed at 11. Okay. Well, once this candle broke up above, excuse me, broke above this initial balance. So in that green candle, right, a lot of times people will take a long outside day outside that initial balance.
Okay.
Okay. Just because this day had so much movement overnight, I mean, it's a whole different world. But initial balance is something that a lot of traders definitely keep an eye on.
Okay. Okay,
Excuse
cool.
me. So that's kind of this is just the little spreadsheet we're building out as a tool. A lot of people can, there's a lot of canned software or companies that have trade journals and stuff like that, which is, fine. Yeah, I mean, you can get a lot of bells and whistles canned, but we're showing that it's very simple to keep up with your trades.
Yeah.
We're not going to we're not going to identify every trade. I think that's way too, well, it doesn't really provide any meaningful data. You can see that actually inside your trading software. There's ways to identify those trades, and you can really kind of micro down into those levels if you're playing with entries and things like that, or looking at the opportunities of why did you get in inside the zone. So, like here, DES, okay, it's got to rethink itself here. Oh, well, the market could be down. Oh no, it just opened up, so we're fine. Let this thing scroll back over here. So if we're taking, this is the ES, this thing, okay. So this is the ES 30-minute candle or chart. We call this basically the range trader, so we can understand kind of in our what ranges we're looking for. This is the stay in your lane, looking at the VWAP bands and looking at where it is in conjunction to the volume weighted average price, and that would be this particular line right here. The band here, the purple band above and the purple band below, is -1, +1 standard deviations from the value weighted area price, and then this red one up here is a +2, and this is the -2 from that particular area. So you can go back and revisit and say, okay, hey, I was taking trades inside here and I was getting, I was producing some losing trades. Well, this is not an area where we recommend to take a trade. You're always trying to look for that outside band range and working and allowing it to work back to POC. And you can kind of see it here. So it came up here, hit that back at the back over here on this chart. It hit that candle right here, hit that low of day on Friday, and then that served as resistance. And you can see that resistance hit from there. It traded down back through down to open, back to VWAP, and all the way down to almost a -2. So we came down into our bid zone. At that point, the bid zone acted as support like we thought it might. And actually, it worked itself right out. So these are good opportunities to take along. And our target levels were right back here at VWAP. So this is kind of where the market ended up closing for the day. And, you had some very good, strong, ideal trade opportunities identified down in the bid zone here and also in your low of day Friday here. So your range trader allowed you to see these levels and make some decisions on whether or not you wanted to trade that level back down to back down one, back down to VWAP, or even down to a -1, or even let it continue. So
Yeah.
that's kind of looking at it from that perspective. So any other questions, Dan?
No, this is great. I mean, so this is like another resource that will be in the Discord for the members.
Yes, it'll be under Discord under the channel training. So I think we actually, let me see if I can pull, I think I've got Discord up right here. Let's see.
Yeah, this is gonna be
So under
super helpful.
Discord here, we can go down and I'll put a link into it here for training. I'll put it once I'm tweaking on it, of course. Let me polish it up and I'll put it in here where we can have it identified. I have my pre-market checklist right here. So I posted this back on October 26th. So I'll do the same. It'll be a TDG, a 2024 trade tracker, a spreadsheet, and I'll have a link here. And you can click on that link and then make you a copy to where you can have it to tweak and do whatever you want to it and expand on it.
Yeah. That's gonna be great. I'm gonna start using that immediately.
You bet.
Yeah, so there's a lot of good resources in that Discord for everyone to get to.
Definitely so. Definitely so. Yeah, our trade community is full of a lot of people that really like to help one another. So we see a lot of help, a lot of support in many different areas: futures, options, stocks, crypto, training. We post some daily P&L, our weekly performances, discussions about the affiliate programs, any kind of random off topics, and then also any kind of things on the prop funding type of accounts. There's so many different ones. So when people look at like Top Step, Bullinox, Apex, all of these, somebody in the room has some experience with it, so you can get some assistance with asking some of your questions and whatnot.
Yeah. Cool.
Even also on the tech side, some NinjaTrader, TradingView, etc.
Yeah.
And trade journals and stuff like that.
And then there's those indicators too, those private indicators that Rob has.
Right.
I don't know if you get them in here, but those are great. Like the extreme turn, that's a great one.
Right. As a member, Rod has them licensed with Ninja and TradingView. And for members, they send in their Ninja license and or their number, and also in TradingView, and then he can open up that to where you can see those in here. And actually, here on this is a Ninja example of an extreme turn down here. This particular blue, these particular candles, once the market overnight broke down into this area, the extreme candles started indicating that there's a buy opportunity building here. So at this particular time, it stayed in this zone. It hasn't made its way out of it. So it looks like it's got some consolidation to do. Probably overnight, we can see see it possibly working back up here to its T line, which is this is a EMA trend line for the last 233 bars. So it's looking out, X amount of days back. And this is the overall average or the exponential moving average for that.
Yeah. Cool.
So it gives us that information.
Nice. So what's the best way that people can get involved in this? What are the options that they have to get started with us, say tomorrow?
Okay, yeah, definitely. Let's go right over here. First off, in our YouTube video right here, just kind of this overview, go to links below and, sign up now. A couple things that is possible here is we do have a resource that I highly recommend we do have a TDG Learning Center that is available as a free offer. We offer the Futures Fanatic Foundation course, and this is great. This is all free, so you can access this now. And what you get is you get actually 30 video course of how to get started. So it goes from the welcome course outline, intro to stock indexes, futures, setting up your brokers, also looking at helpful resources, commissions, fees. I mean, we walk you through the whole setup of getting all of those charts that we were looking at set up and geared up and ready to go. Part of what TDG is about is we're really about growing the group and growing a community of profitable traders, and this is how we do it. One other thing, I mean, we can kind of look here. We're putting together a whole webinar type based on day trading skills development and really walking through the process. But our main goal here is to grow traders through from beginning all the way to mastery of the particular trading plans that we work through in terms of our range trader and our stay in your lane Renko bars, and just really becoming efficient at it and utilizing the prop accounts to get to those levels. So this is our 4-step process So once you get through working with us, you will be a very comfortable trader in terms of trading. When you're looking at your days here, uh, you're we see 3 to 4 green days a week,
Right.
and we're actually going to track this throughout the year to be able to show you kind of how the process goes and where we're headed with it. So that's
Yeah.
a part of our commitment to you.
Yeah. Can we go back to that other screen for a second? Like, I'm just thinking if maybe we can just kind of run through those 4 stages there. Because I think a lot of folks
Yeah.
may come in, they may be sort of intimidated at first. When they hear
Yeah.
futures or they hear prop, a lot of them don't even know understand what a prop account is. Like,
Okay.
can you say what a prop account is? And then maybe just go through these. So, like, a newbie could come into this without any real issue, right?
Oh, that's exactly who we're focused on helping.
Yeah.
We're tired of people being handcuffed to the 9 to 5 job, and also jumping into day trading without a plan is ridiculous. I mean, you really got to get your what you got to do anytime you start a new business, and this is what this is. You need to put together a business plan, a trading plan, and you need to start to develop your skill set to be able to do that. And this is part of what we do. Our main motto right here is trade like you mean it, stay green. And that's what we focus on as a group of traders. We collectively iron sharpen iron. We're looking to help one another grow towards that as well.
Right.
So when we look at that, and this is just kind of real brief looking at it, that when you're deciding and looking to be a day trader, you gotta answer 2 critical decisions that can transform a basic goal idea from potential to likely to certain. So the first question you have to answer is, do you firmly believe in your worth and ability to achieve your trading goals? Do you really believe that you can do it? And first off, you got to commit to it mentally, and you really got to work on that as a yes, I can do this. Second one, of course, is are you prepared to make the exceptional effort needed? Okay. You're going to have to spend time. You're going to be reading charts. You're going to be looking daily at it. I mean, it's just like any, my kids played soccer in high school and in college. We took them to skills training all the time. So when they weren't at school, they were at practice and they were working on skills on private sessions. And that's exactly what you're doing here when you're developing as your trading skills.
Right.
You've got to just be passionate about it and be working on it on a day-to-day basis. Okay.
Right.
Next steps is really, as a skill, what does it take? You're going to commit some time to it. You're going to put in your effort. It's not going to be somebody pushing you effort, but it's got to be self-driven, and you got to commit to it. And finally, you build that passion level for it. So it's hard to do that all by yourself. It's great to do it with a group of mentors and people, because when you're trading alone at your house, you can get distracted 4 million ways or whatever. So trading inside a group provides that accountability, camaraderie, etc.
Yeah. Way better.
So so that's a part of that. Like anything else, I mean, I kind of go through it. 4 stages of learning are pretty basic. If you want to learn how to drive a manual car, your first goal is you want to drive a car to get somewhere, right? All right. Well, first off, you don't even know. Okay, I don't like walking. I see people driving a car. I am incompetent. I don't know that I don't know something. I don't know how to drive a stick shift. Same thing. So now I don't know something. So now I get in a stick shift and I grind the clutch and do all the goofy things that happen around that. And I figure out I don't know how to do it. So I need to look for somebody to help me with this and get this figured out. So I start looking up YouTube videos. I start talking to dad, to mom, or whoever, reaching out to people. Nextly, I started kind of getting it figured out. I get the clutch figured out. I get the gas pedal. I get all that crazy. And most people don't know this reference of a manual transmission anymore. Everything's automatic. But anyways, so might not be a great example, but it's the one I'm giving you.
Yeah.
So anyway, I know, so you start to be able to be competent at it, but you got to think about it. You got to think about shifting, think about your clutch and your brake and all that kind of stuff. to a point where you've done it long enough that you don't even think about shifting gears and clutch. Everything is just automatic in your head. You're drinking coffee, watching, listening to the radio, and you're shifting gears and moving on down the road.
Yeah.
So that's where we want to be when we develop our trading skills exactly. Same thing. It's just those stages of learning. So
Right.
does that make sense?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
good.
So, like I said earlier, our goal is learning to trade green. Have those multiple days of green. And we in Traders Dev Group, we define what that looks like. Okay. So first off, if you come in just cold turkey from any kind of trading and things like that, or don't understand where the future market looks like and what it's about, then you're in the beginner startup phase. So you're learning about the basics. You're getting your charting software figured out and working through getting just learning how to push buttons and how to put stops and entries in. Then we're looking at what we call a prop account. The prop account is actually, there are companies out there that are willing to allow you to earn while you learn type of mindset. And what that basically is they give you a qualification account. It's kind of like sim trading, but they give you this account. And I'm going to use an example of $25,000 account with like an Apex or a Bullinox or whatever. Basically, gives you a $1,500 threshold, which is a trading what it won't lock you out if you stay above a $1,500 drawdown.
Right.
Okay, and as it moves up, there's nuances to it, but basically, and if you trade well and you build that up to 26,500, then you qualify for a funded account. So the funded account allows you to then use that account and grow it. And as you grow that, you get to on the proceeds. Once you meet their certain criteria, you're able to withdraw the first $10,000 of profit out of that account for 100 at 100%.
Right.
So after that, then they do a 90-10. They allow us to have 90% of it, and they take 10% of the profit as a part of, just providing you the avenue to do it.
Yeah.
So it's a great way to not put your own personal capital at risk, especially while you're learning. But there's a lot of options there. We'll walk you through all of those different options and discuss those.
Yeah. And
Then, whether or not you want to open a brokerage account, there's brokerage account options. That's looking to, you can roll over your IRA. You can put personal funds in there. You can do all kinds of different things. There's many different options that you have within that. So that's part of some of the startup, kind of the pre-business setup things that you need to define, and we can kind of help you walk through that. We also discussed that we have a Futures Fanatic course that is available. And with that course, there's 30 videos of instruction that really walk you from not knowing anything down to getting all of this stuff set up and evaluating all of this kind of stuff.
yeah.
We also recommend with the startup that you sim trade. So there's ways to inside these. This is Ninja charts that I have kind of in the background. There's ways that you can turn on a sim account and you can trade a sim account and get a feel for the trading, figure out, start to get a feel for how the market's moving and et cetera. And then our other startup option is join a group, join a trading group that allows you the opportunity to, really benefit from other traders that have been there, done that, and are willing to help, share and help you shorten your learning curve. So that's the startup phase. Our next phase, once you kind of get all the basics set up in place, then we basically say you're in the apprentice mode. So you get in daily or as often as you can into the pro trading room, start to learn about this range trader chart and these Renko bars and start to see it. Rod, one of our master traders, he's hosting the room in the mornings at 15 minutes before open, all the way up for an hour and a half into the day. So it's usually almost 2 hours of trading that is done live, and then the Discord options as well. One of the milestones that we look for while we're in the apprentice stage is, okay, for 30 days of trading, we're looking for 66% of those days of trading greens. So what do I mean by that? Uh, let me kind of flip back over here. Oh, excuse me. Let me flip actually back over to the correct chart. Where are we, chart? Screen controls. Okay. I think because it's right here. When we go back to our trade tracker, what we're looking at here is there's 5 trading days in a week. And if you look at your 30, you look at 4 weeks, that's 20 days of trading. So you look at 6 weeks in, you basically have 30 days of trading. And your goal is to be green 2/3 of these days.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's just what we're talking about. So a good way to track and kind of see it and to know where you are on it.
Right. And that's provided in the Discord channel.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, that's
Yes, it is.
good.
So back to, so we're looking at these being, um, so this is a goal, a milestone for you, and then also funding from these qualification and brokerage accounts, getting 2 of those accounts funded. Okay. So our goal is, the best way to grow acorns to oak trees is kind of the one of the mantras that is in the room. When you're leveraging these prop accounts, some people have anywhere from 5 to 10 of these accounts open, okay? And if you're making $75 in your prop account and you got a replicator going, and that takes you times 10, so that's $75 is $750
Right.
that is accumulated in this account,
Yeah.
okay, or in your accounts. Okay, so this is really where the benefit of trading the prop accounts is for a new trader that doesn't need to come up with thousands or 15,000 or 25,000 dollars of upfront capital to be able to trade.
Right.
So that's what's beautiful about that.
It's such a great opportunity. I mean, like, I'm kind of kicking myself for not getting involved with this earlier because these have been around for a couple of years now, but I never really took a
Yeah,
serious look at it till recently. But like with that replicator you're talking about, like if you have 10 accounts going that are all linked together, so you make one trade and all 10 accounts make the exact same trade. I mean, you could make like a $10 trade, which is super easy to do. And when it's
right.
replicated, that's 10 times 10, that's $100,
At the $100.
or
That's exactly right.
scale it from there. Even like if you make $100, which isn't that difficult to do, that's a thousand
Right.
bucks in a day just because they're replicated like that.
Exactly right. And that's what we're about, is how do we benefit and focus in on that. And when you kind of look back here, if we look at our Discord channel, let me kind of looking at our Discord channel back here at some P&L. We laugh, we call it P&L porn, just as a joke. But a lot of times you can see here some multiple accounts trading. Let me scroll down here.
Oh yeah,
So Adam on the December, he was trading multiple accounts. He was able to trade $372 for one account, and it replicated on all 5 of these accounts. So
yeah,
this is $1,500.
man, that's so powerful.
That's what this is all about, and it's really doing this multiplication stuff right here. So looking at growing this, moving this up, realizing this was a good day on the trading back on the 22nd. That was starting the Santa rally area. This was the Friday before the Santa rally actually. But it was this was a good day for most of us traders on that. And you can see here, and what's beautiful, even on a sleepy day, trading green is what we're all about,
Right.
and just having those kind of discussions. So it's really building that up, and that's what we're focused on is, how do we do this? And you got different guys that run a little different, which is fine. But that's encouragement to know kind of what's going on, and what you're trying to do. But the beauty of what our program really is about is just taking this overall thought process and keeping your emotional capital down to where you're not feeling like, I mean, you're trading, you're trading, if you're trying to get $1,500 and you're trying to do it in one account and you're taking a mini trade on a futures mini account where like using the S&P on a mini account, every point movement up or down is $50. Okay.
Right.
On a micro account, that's 10x smaller. So instead of $50 every point, it's only $5 every point.
Right.
So that's where we're working on focusing on trading the micros and being able to scale in and leverage and have a very low emotional day of trading and a very profitable day of trading. That's our goal, to trade green
Yeah.
and stuff like that. The journeyman, we up the antes a little bit. We start to learn about. There's even additional trading options that you can learn to do with options and things like that. So we explore those kind of offerings. And Rod's an expert trader in all kinds of different areas on the treasuries, on the crude, the gold, um, even the Russell 2000 that we say, friends don't let friends trade the Russell.
Right.
So that's our common joke. But here, we're able to trade, all multiple levels of instruments. And the goal is to really work inside this range trading type approach.
Right.
Finally, I guess this is one of our examples of our P&L EC score. Risk management is a huge. I mean, you first have to learn how to have a daily risk budget and maintain it, and don't go beyond it, whatever that number is. So, as an example, on a prop account, if you have a $25,000 prop account with a $1,500 threshold, you basically have a $1,500 account. So your good conservative math on what would be a daily budget for that type of account would be $150, which would be 10% of that 1,500. Okay.
Right.
So what you're looking for is if you were to go down and go below $150, then you should close off for the day and you call it good. I'm going to come back tomorrow, and we consider if you're a small R inside your $150 budget, then that's a win, because no matter what, trading is real. And we're going to experience days that we have down days. That's just part of the deal. The thing is, can you manage it and shut it off and not dig a hole and blow up an account?
Yeah.
That's what you have. That's what we have to learn not to do. So we have to not go below those levels, and those are self-imposed. And so that's really where self-discipline and things like that really come into play. Then we also have our small G. So if it's a $150 risk budget, then this would be a small G would be in a green up to $150. A large G would be $150 to $300, and then a G plus is $300 and above. So and we evaluate our scorecards at the end of the trading session each day. So we give a score of one of these: small R, small G, big G, and anybody that has a big R, we work with and we discuss and we talk. Okay, what are some other safeguards we can do to minimize that? And then we also look at our EC, our emotional capital score. Okay, basically, where are you at emotionally? I mean, were you trading today and you were somewhat skittish, or you really skittish, or was this just excruciating when you watched the trade going against you, $50, and you were not comfortable. And the goal of that is we want to be trading in this level here where, and well, that's the nice thing about macros. You're trading at a lower level, so there's lower amount of risk. There's lower amount of what we call heat. When you're taking on heat, when a trade is going against you and working against you, Your dollars are moving down, so that's part of that. So our goal is to stay down in this side of it as well.
Right.
So good. What else can I answer for you, Dan?
Yeah, this is great. I mean, it's like basically the simplest way I like to try to think of this. This is an opportunity. There's no real barrier to entry. I mean, anyone can get into this. The prop accounts are giving you the funds, the trading funds you need. So you're not risking any of your own money. They'll actually give you the funds to trade. And the problem with a lot of folks, I think, is they just go in there blindly and they start thinking what they're doing is trading, but they don't have a clue. But what TDG is doing is, we'll show you how to get those funds from the prop accounts, how to hook up with the prop accounts. And then we just basically give you the training and the daily coaching with the trading room to help you achieve success, right?
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. And then you get characters like me, Rod, you, and others that have let's say a twisted sense of humor
Yeah.
or whatever. Yeah, I mean, so good, bad, or otherwise, that's who we are.
Yeah, it's great. It's a great group. But even for myself, when I got my head around this, I just realized this is a no-brainer, really. I mean, because this is a nice additional source of income, spending about an hour or two in the morning. And with the replicator that you explained there, I mean, that could even be a significant income. It's just, I think it's such an amazing opportunity right now. And like, I got my son involved because, he just turned 18 and he started working at Five Guys. And
Okay.
he thought it was real cool the first day. But like by the end of the week, he was sick of that place. And then he came, asking me, like, can you show me how to do this trading thing? And so what a great opportunity for him too, just for anyone really.
No doubt, no doubt. Well, it definitely, just like developing a skill, being an accountant, a coder, or whatever it is. What's beautiful about this is you can do that, and then you can build this skill so you have multiple options in terms of generating an income. And what's really great about day trading, this is one of the reasons why I like day trading, is it doesn't matter what the market is doing. It doesn't matter if the market's going down. It doesn't matter if the market's going up. We can make money on either side of that market equation.
Right.
Where a lot of people buy into their 401ks and their mutual funds and stuff like that, and they're buying in and they're only trading for the market to go up.
Right. Yep.
That's the only trade they got. So if the market is tanking, and we've seen that happen over the last couple of years, it's fluctuated quite a bit because of whatever crazy is going on. But when we see that, our 401k accounts are basically subject to trying to trade on that uptrend. Now you can get in there and you can tweak it and you can call and you can change accounts and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, you're still looking for an account to trade up.
Yeah.
Some mutual funds they do have that have are looking to short the market. So there's some nuances to it. But the overall trader is, or not even trader, the overall investor is putting money in something, looking for it to appreciate.
Right.
What's great about day trading is we don't care. We're looking at these levels right here. We're looking here at this range trader here on this chart. We're looking at the ups and the downs, and we're trading both ways. We're down here looking to buy, and when it gets up to the top side of our range, we're looking to short.
Right.
And so there's some beautiful ways to do that. And then there's also with our stay in the lane, Renko bars, we're looking for the exact same thing, looking for it to trade back and forth to that volume weighted area average price. So
Yeah. It's so flexible.
those are the kind of skills that we're developing. So the worst thing is, you learn how to be a smarter trader and you learn a lot more about investing. So even when you do look at your 401k, you can kind of look at that and make some assumptions and some evaluations based on the skills that you've learned. So that's always good too.
Yeah.
And if you look in the link below of this video, we'll have a link. We offer a free Futures Fanatic Foundation course, and you can right here. Once you're in, you can come right in here, and it shows basically it's a 30 module program. Each video is about 15-20 minutes long. And it works you from spelling futures, learning about the different markets, how they're set up, futures for rookies, future trading, intro to stock indexes, etc. So it can walk you through it can walk your son through knowing nothing about it all the way to getting ramped up and getting ready to go and to become a trade leader and working with us, and we work beside you the whole way through it.
Yeah.
So that's the beautiful part. Real simple.
Yeah.
Purely a mission for just a mission to help one another grow because I've traded in different groups and learned from different things. And, like anything, you take your nuggets, your golden nuggets from each one. And what I really loved about this group is it's very low mental, emotional capital. And that's what I need trading to be.
Right. Me too.
I'm not looking for fired up stress.
No, I hear you. Me too.
We have enough of
Cool.
that life. Anyway,
So to get involved with us, we'll put some links in the description below of the video here. There'll be some contact info if you have any questions or you want to talk to somebody, or you can just ask them in the comments as well below the video. And don't hesitate to reach out. I'd love to talk to you and have you join us.
most definitely. I'm Brad at tradersdevgroup.com and then
And I'm-
Dan's on our sites as well. So we've got multiple ways you can get in contact with us.
Yeah, don't hesitate. We look forward to having you join us in the room. That's sort of the highlight of my morning. I get up and I used to hate getting up early, but now I got the room and I got the system that's like just so. It's really fun to trade.
Well,
It's the
you West
system.
Coast guys have it really easy. I mean, I would love to have the West Coast time zone. I don't really care about your politics and all that kind of crazy, but the beaches are beautiful.
I got to get up at five in the morning.
Yeah, well, the good part is I would much rather, I like getting up early. So shoot, if I could get up and be trading from 6:30 to 8, and that's basically that first hour and a half a day of trading of the regular the RTH.
Yeah.
That's beautiful for
Yeah,
me.
that's true.
Because
That is
then,
nice.
for people that have a 9 to 5 job, shoot, you could trade that hour and a half and go to work.
Right.
Or
Yeah.
so that's
You're
a
right.
beautiful way. I mean, your son's got a great setup if he takes advantage of his, getting up early.
Yeah. If I can get him out of bed in the morning.
Exactly.
All right. Well, cool. Let's do this again, Brad.
Okay. Definitely.
And everybody out there, just don't hesitate to reach out to us. Our info's in the description below. You'll see some links. Get that free futures course, if nothing else, right?
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
We'll see you in the
All
next
right,
one.
thanks, Sarah.